everyone, it's Annie. We are talking about hobbies and seeing all the different hobbies that our amazing and talented staff want to share with us. So, I have a lot of hobbies. I love to read and color and watch TV and movies and play video games. I do a lot of things. But some of my very favorite hobbies are crafting, which includes scrapbooking and taking pictures. So I wanted to show you two of my cameras. This is my semi-professional camera that I use to take lots of different photos with. And then this is my little fun one that prints off pictures right here. It's like a little Polaroid camera. So fun to have during little events and gatherings. This is my crafting table where I do lots of different things, but mostly scrapbooking. So I love to take pictures that I have taken on trips or different things just throughout daily life and scrapbook them and put them into something. This is from a trip I took to New Orleans when it was a while back. Let me find a good picture. So there's some different sites of New Orleans, Louisiana. And then I wanted to show you, this is one of my big scrapbooks that I'm currently working on. And I was scrapbooking some of the first time that I saw my puppy, Zoe. So here's some pages that I made up of our first times together. I love to put things called embellishments, so they're little stickers and fun little sayings all over the pages.
Hi everyone! So I brought in one of my hobbies, which is video games. I have Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch, and I also play Sims 4 on the laptop. Both are pretty relaxing games where you just kind of make your own character and live out their life on an island or on a house that you can build on yourself. So it's very fun and I enjoy it a lot. Have a good day.
Hi everyone, I'm going to play the song Rescue by Lauren Daigle. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you've been broken, your innocence stolen. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send down an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance, cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will I hear you whisper you have nothing left. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop watching to reach you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true, I will rescue you. Oh, I will rescue you. Thanks everyone for watching.
Hello, I am Emily Chisek, and if you don't know me, I am the Associate Director of Supported Living, or QIDP, for two of our houses here at Marcfirst. And today I'm going to talk to you about my hobby, which is counted cross stitch. So before I get into some of the projects that I've done, we first need to talk about where do I start? I can't do cross stitch, that's too complex. Well, if you can make a letter X and you can count, you can cross stitch. But before you even start with some of the projects, you need to gather your supplies. So what do you need? First, you need a highlighter. And the reason why you need a highlighter is you're gonna mark off the stitches that you've already done on your project. And I like these Pilot Fix-On highlighters because they're erasable. So if you make a mistake, you can erase it and fix it. You also need hoops. And so I have a variety of hoops here. I have small, medium, and larger. So it all depends on what size project you're doing. To start with, you're probably going to use the smaller two sizes because you're going to want to start small. You'll need scissors because you need to cut your thread. You need a needle. You need your embroidery floss. And some projects come with the embroidery floss if you buy a kit. Some do not, and you have to purchase your floss. So when that's the case, you'll need these things. You could get them cardboard or plastic. They're called bobbins. And so you just punch them out, and on the top you write the number of the color of the floss, and then you have a box or storage kit, and you just store all of your floss. And I have a lot because I've been doing this for years. But you're not gonna start off with this much floss. Only buy the colors that you need for your project. And then you will need your graph. And your graph, if you're not sure where to go, it comes with all sorts of goofy symbols. And in the graph, there is a key that explains the symbols. It explains the number of the colors of the embroidery floss that you need. And it also will tell you sometimes like how many skeins or numbers of flosses that you actually need to buy to complete the project. So there's two different kinds of cross stitch that you can do. You could do stamped or you could do counted. And I have examples of both. You might want to start with the stamped. And the nice thing about the stamped is that it's already there for you. It tells you and it shows you where you need to go and what you need to stitch on. The trick with the stamped cross stitch is that you never ever want to get it wet until you are done with the project. If you get it wet, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's some smears here. And it got wet and it kind of got rid of some of the markings. So now I have to be very careful to make sure I can see what I'm doing. So that's the trick with the stamped cross stitch. But as you can see, they come out quite beautifully. I made these holiday table runners. I've used them, they're stained. But I've made them not only for me, I have a Christmas one at home right now, but I made a whole holiday set of these table runners for a friend, and then I gifted them to her as a wedding present. So they become nice gifts to give as heirlooms. One of the first things though that I started with was I made towels, And I made them, this example I made for my sister and her husband when they moved into their house. They had a fish themed bathroom, and I love them so much I made them for myself. And then I also made a frog towel for my friend who loves frogs, and I liked it so much I made it for myself as well. Some of my projects I have gifted away, so I can't show them. Like I've made my nephews, I've quilted baby quilts, and that took me years to complete. The towels took me a month or two. So you have examples of counted and stamped. Some of them come in kits. So this is a kit that was given to me. And you can see it comes with the floss. This was a kit. It came with the picture. It came with the graph. And as you can see, I've marked on the graph where I have stitched. And this is what it looks like. Whoops, that's the wrong one. That's what it looks like so far. I made a mistake somewhere and I don't know where I made the mistake and I don't know how to fix it right now. So I'm taking a break from it. And that's what's gonna happen. You're going to make mistakes and it's okay. Half the time when I make the mistakes, they're usually pretty easy to solve and fix. Sometimes it's just a matter of ripping out some stitches. And sometimes I've had to rip out rows of 40, 50 stitches to get back on track. Sometimes it's an easy fix of like, well, I just stitched the wrong color for one stitch. No one's going to notice and it's okay. So if you are a perfectionist, I'm a perfectionist, you learn how to let it go and it's okay. I made a mistake on this project here. I still need to get it framed. That I will take to Joann's or Michael's. I do not know how to frame cross-stitch projects, so I let them do that work. But before I take it to get framed, I need to wash my project. So I'll wash it with cold water with Dawn, Blue Dawn dish soap, a very gentle soap. Hang dry it. You never want to put your cross-stitch projects in the dryer. I'll iron it and then I'll give it to them and they will professionally frame it and put it in a special glass frame so that way the project won't fade from sunlight, because these honestly are heirlooms. So you want to make sure that you take care of them. One of the biggest projects that I'm making is for a friend. She told me she did not have many Christmas decorations and I'm hoping that she'll get engaged to her boyfriend, and so I wanted to give her something that would be a wonderful wedding gift for her when she finally does get married. So I'm making her a Christmas tablecloth. And this probably is one of the biggest projects that I've ever made. So when you're doing small projects, it's okay to get lots of detail and lots of colors. When you're making a big project, I look at how many colors are involved in the project. The less colors, the better, because it's less switching of the stitches and the floss, so it'll go quicker. But I've already completed one corner, so you can see what that looks like. But ultimately, this is going to be quite the large tablecloth when it is done, because this will be for a nice dining room table. And you can see just how big this project is. And the best way that I cross stitch is I do it while I'm watching TV. I like my hands busy. I would love to sit and snack, but this is my replacement behavior. Instead of snacking, I'm gonna cross stitch and keep my hands busy. So hope you all enjoyed this video and hope you guys are ready to and willing to give cross stitch a try. My recommendation, if you are brand new to it, find something really small, like a really small wall hanging. If it's counted, that's okay. If it's stamped, that's even better to start with. Thanks for watching.
Hi everybody, so I'm sharing with you a hobby that I enjoy, which is crocheting. So lately one of my projects has been creating little figures. This is a gnome. And another project that I'm going to be starting soon is creating Harry Potter characters, and that happens to be another one of my everything's is reading, and Harry Potter is one of my favorite book series. So this kit that I bought came with directions to make different Harry Potter characters, and it came with yarn, stuffing. It even came with a fun crochet hook that looks like a wand. It's a little too bendy for my taste, so I have my metal one that I'll be using when I create them. All right, thanks everybody, bye!
Hi everybody, my name's Brian, and this is my video about one of my hobbies. I love all kinds of aviation, but RC flight is one of my favorites. Super fun. This is one of my first bought airplanes, and it's a 2-meter glider. It's 6 feet. Yeah, super awesome. I have crashed this tons of time. That's what all this tape is. There's a lot of tape. Popsicle sticks for supports of the wings. All of my lighting, my LED lighting, and it looks kind of bad, but at night it lights up. It doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, so that's I crashed this, gosh, in trees, telephone poles, ground. That's where it caught fire one time. Yeah, battery caught fire, crashed it straight into the ground, into the parking lot. It's so bad. But all these other ones, I pretty much built. Made this one. It's a FT Sparrow. Crashed it. I crashed that one. It was pretty much. I can fix it. Sparrow, the Sparrow. That one's super awesome. Got a V-tail. They're all remote control they're all RC, so that's pretty awesome. I can reuse the electronics. This is my newest one. The Dart or Drift. It's called a Drift. But it's FPV. Got a camera. Got I printed these vortex generators. And I printed these also exhausts. So they're pretty awesome on my 3D printer, my new 3D printer. But yeah, this is I can't remember, 2 feet maybe. Anyway, okay, move on. We only got so much time. This is my trainer that I use to train people who want to fly. It was well, this is not the wing for that. But anyway, this is all modular, so this can come off if you crash. Obviously, it was crashed. Crashed. Now you can take this off and replace it. So awesome. This one is the FT Bushwhacker. It's a stall airplane, short takeoff and landing. It's good to pull with the glider. FT Explorer, that's just the body for it. You can use this wing for it. Yeah, but yeah, I build all of those out of Dollar Tree foam board. Pretty awesome. I don't buy a sheet of Dollar Tree foam board. I buy it in the box load. Yeah, because you really can't have too much Dollar Tree foam board when there's only a brick of it. Yeah, you can't have too much foam board. I know I gotta talk so fast because there's so much. Now I got a 3D printer. So awesome. I printing little tiny things. I mean, they're not that small. Got skis for my airplane, so I can go out and land on the snow. I got video of all that stuff. I don't know if they're gonna let me add that. Anyway, yeah, super fun, super awesome. I really like it. Ari, my dog, likes it. She likes it a lot too. She loves chasing the airplanes. I'll try to add video of flying. Alright. See ya.
Hey everybody, it's Dana. I am here in my kitchen today because my favorite hobby is baking. So I'm gonna show you how I make my famous chocolate chip cookies. All right, the first thing I do is I get out all my ingredients and the bowl that I use. My butter is melted now. It's gonna be mixed in with the sugar and the eggs. So I'm just gonna mix that in. Next up, we are going to mix in the flour and the salt and the baking soda. For everyone's favorite part, I just added in the chocolate chips, and now I'm gonna stir them up before I put them on the cookie sheet to bake. Here are the cookies right before they go in the oven, and they bake at 350 degrees. Next, I'll show you what they look like when they come out of the oven. And here's the finished product. After about 20 or so minutes in the oven, the cookies are finally done and ready to enjoy. I hope you guys have all enjoyed learning about my favorite hobby, and maybe you'll even make the cookies like I did. Enjoy!
Hi you guys, I'm excited to have Tree here helping me film my hobby video to show you, to share with you. So one thing that I've been doing for about 40 years is working in stained glass. And I learned that when I first started attending ISU as an undergrad. There's a studio here in town where I started taking classes. So this is a piece that I just made to go in my kitchen. And I just wanted something real simple, kind of monochromatic with just a lot of clear glass and sparkle. There's a little bit of gray in here to kind of just go with my cabinets and stuff. But usually stained glass, you know, you want to add a lot of color. So let's come in here and I'll show you some of my other pieces. Here's a lamp that I made, and this has over 700 pieces, and this is called flowering dogwood. And this was really kind of a challenge. You actually cut the glass and build it on a form. Here's a flat piece that is the hummingbirds. And this was just kind of fun. I really like having this window here out to my sunroom because I can switch out my glass. A lot of times when I make things, I like to go ahead and kind of stay within a size so that I can swap them out. Sometimes when I get tired of that one, I go ahead and swap it out with this one because it has a lot of nice color in it also, especially in the summer when I'm looking out here in my sunroom. And usually in the summer then, all the orchids that are here go out into the sunroom, so I have a lot of nice flowers out here anyhow. So that kind of works. One that I've really had a lot of fun making, I'll tell you a little bit about the process that goes into it, is this one with my birds. And I saw this online as a glass pattern, and I really liked it, and I decided I would like to try to make it myself. So when you do something like this, you have to start with a pattern. So I chose the dimensions that I wanted, and I went ahead and created a pattern and put the birds in here that I wanted to be on this. And I think this is the exact same pattern I used. Yeah, okay. Yep, this actually is this pattern. So I could lay this on here. So you start with your pattern, and then the really fun thing is you get to start choosing your glass. And so there's lots and lots of different kinds of glass in every color imaginable. And it usually comes in sheets that are a square foot. And here's a really pretty piece of bullseye green. There's a nice piece here of confetti glass. And I'm using that for another one for my kitchen window. This is something so I can swap that window out and use some pinks and blacks in there. And this is just an example of a larger piece of blue, and you can see the color variation. That could be used for a lot of different things. So you get your pattern, and you go ahead then, after you've got your pattern, then you're going to retrace each bird and divide it up into pieces and take this pattern piece then and lay it on your glass and start to cut out your different pieces. So for example here, I used several different colors of glass to do this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different kinds of glass in this one. I want a different color variation in the dove. The blue jay's got several different shades of blue in it. So you have to keep going through your glass and choosing pieces that you think are going to work best in your project. The other nice thing is sometimes you get a bird built And then you think, I don't think I like that one. And you can just swap it out, because on this pattern, I did just that. I decided here that I had a little more space, so I just went ahead and put another one in here and kind of budged the others over. Here's another one that I made that had an owl in it. It had fewer birds, but it did have a hummingbird up here. So they're just kind of fun. The tools that you use are really not that difficult. They're not that great. Sharpie, of course. This is my cutter, my glass cutter. And Shree got to practice doing some glass cutting while she was here. And these are your breaking pliers. So it's just a matter of planning, glass choosing, cutting, and then the construction of the piece. So thanks for letting me share my stained glass projects with you, and I'll be anxious to see everybody else's hobbies.
This is Jen and her dog, Boomer. Their favorite hobby is taking walks in the park. Boomer also likes squirrel watching. Thank you to all our staff and Boomer for sharing your amazing hobbies with us. We hope you all enjoyed.